I still remember the way my sister looked at me that afternoon. Her arms were crossed. Her smile wasn't kind. It was the kind of smile that tells you someone thinks they've already won. "If you don't like living with us," she said loudly, making sure everyone in the room could hear, "then you can leave." Her husband laughed. My aunt looked away. Even our neighbors standing outside pretended not to hear. I stood there in complete silence, holding a grocery bag in one hand and my office bag in the other. The strange part, we weren't standing in her house. We were standing in mine, but nobody knew that. Not because I was hiding some big secret, but because I never felt the need to explain where my money came from. My name is Emma. I'm 34 years old, and for the last 12 years I've worked as a financial consultant. I saved every bonus, skipped expensive vacations, and quietly invested my income. While my friends bought luxury cars, I bought property. One of those properties became the house where my younger sister, Rachel, eventually moved after she and her husband lost everything during a failed business. When they asked for help, I didn't hesitate. "You can stay as long as you need," I told them. The house was placed under a family trust years earlier for tax reasons, so my name wasn't displayed anywhere obvious. Rachel assumed our late grandfather had left it to the family. I never corrected her. At first, I thought they just needed time. A few months turned into a year, then another. Soon I wasn't a guest anymore. I became the unpaid babysitter, the grocery shopper, the person expected to clean the kitchen after everyone finished eating. Rachel slowly turned my kindness into an obligation. She introduced me to friends as my older sister who's still figuring life out. Every time I paid another utility bill, she acted like she was doing me a favor by letting me stay. I kept telling myself, she's family. She's stressed. Things will get better. But they didn't. Every week, Rachel found another reason to remind me that I supposedly didn't belong. Then came the family barbecue. Everyone was there. Cousins, neighbors, old family friends. Rachel stood beside the grill like she owned the world. When someone asked why I looked tired after working all week, Rachel laughed. "Well, freeloaders usually don't have much to complain about." Everyone chuckled awkwardly. I felt my face burn. Then she looked directly at me. "If living here bothers you so much," she pointed toward the front gate, "you know where the door is." No one defended me. No one asked whose house it really was. I quietly smiled, because deep inside, I remembered something, a document waiting safely inside my lawyer's office, a single piece of paper. And once it came out, everything Rachel believed about her perfect little kingdom would disappear forever. I didn't argue that day. I simply picked up my purse, thanked everyone for dinner, and walked away. Rachel laughed behind me. See, she finally got the message. But what she didn't know was that I wasn't leaving in defeat. I was preparing for the truth. The next morning, I met with my lawyer. He opened a thick folder and slid one document across the table. Property ownership. Family trust agreement. Every signature was there. Every payment I'd made. Every legal detail. The house legally belonged to me. Always had. He looked at me kindly. "Are you ready?" I nodded. For years, I protected Rachel from embarrassment. Now I realized I had only been protecting her disrespect. The lawyer sent an official notice. Rachel had 30 days to vacate the property. Nothing personal, just legal. I imagined she'd call immediately. She didn't. Instead, she posted online some dramatic message about fake family and greedy relatives. People flooded the comments supporting her. She enjoyed every bit of attention, until the certified letter arrived. That evening, my phone exploded with calls. Rachel sounded furious. "Did you seriously send me an eviction notice?" "Yes." "You can't throw me out." "I can." "This house belongs to Grandpa." "No." Silence. "Then, it belongs to me." She laughed. "No, it doesn't." I calmly replied, "You should read page 3. She hung up. 2 hours later, she called again. This time, she wasn't yelling. She was crying. She had finally seen the documents. Her husband had confirmed everything. Every payment, every deed, every legal signature. She whispered, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" I closed my eyes. Because I thought kindness didn't need an announcement. She begged me to cancel everything. Promised she'd change. Promised she'd respect me. But respect offered only after getting caught isn't respect. It's fear. For the first time in years, I didn't feel guilty. Rachel spent the next few weeks trying everything. She invited relatives to convince me. She apologized publicly. She even blamed stress, money, and depression. Some family members asked me to forgive her. Then my lawyer reminded everyone of one simple fact. Forgiveness doesn't erase consequences. On the final moving day, I arrived quietly. No celebration, no shouting, just peace. Moving trucks filled the driveway. Rachel avoided looking at me. Her husband carried the last box outside. Before leaving, Rachel walked toward me. I really thought this house was ours. I nodded gently. I know. I never imagined. She stopped speaking. I know. Tears filled her eyes. I treated you terribly. Those words hurt more than all the insults, because they were finally honest. I handed her an envelope. She looked confused. Inside was a check. Enough money for 3 months of rent. She stared at me. After everything I did, I smiled softly. I'm helping you because that's who I am. But this time, you'll build your own home, not mine. She cried, not because she lost the house, because she finally understood what she had really lost. A sister who loved her without asking for anything back. Months passed. I renovated the house, turned one bedroom into a reading room, planted flowers my grandmother always loved. For the first time, walking through those halls felt peaceful. Rachel eventually found a smaller apartment. She got a steady job. Slowly, she started rebuilding her life. Our relationship never returned to what it once was. Some broken things heal differently, but they do heal. Looking back, I don't think the greatest revenge was proving I owned the house. It was refusing to let bitterness change who I was. That single piece of paper didn't just reveal the truth. It revealed everyone's character. Rachel learned that pride can make people blind. My relatives learned that silence often supports the wrong person. And I learned something I'll never forget. Kindness should never come at the cost of your dignity. Helping family is a beautiful thing, but the moment someone mistakes your generosity for weakness, it's okay to remind them where the boundaries are. Because sometimes, the strongest answer isn't raising your voice. It's quietly placing the truth on the table and letting it speak for itself.